Keltec is a proud sponsor of the Talking Lead podcast and the Leadhead Brigade.
Lead heads, we are back with another episode of the Talking Lead podcast. Welcome in. And for our video audience, you saw that new intro there, and that is thanks to Leadhead Austin Whalen. So apparently Austin has a panache for a video graphic design and art. So I thought it was pretty cool. So Austin, thank you for sending that in. It's very cool. I liked it. What do you think about that, Joe?
I thought it was very cool.
Did you like that one? I had another one that I did, but I think I might like his a little bit better. I like how he put those gunshots in to the TL logo there. So if you're just listening, you're missing out. You need to go to the video, and the video is on Rumble. We are on Rumble now. It's going to hit there first. I do post it on YouTube. You know, just because some of you are just idiots, you're diehard idiots, you're still on that boob tube. But I get it. I mean, there's a lot of info on there, but to watch us, you really would appreciate it more on Rumble for the video aspect of it. But we're always going to bring you the audio, and we try to make the audio as exciting and colorful as possible. But with this episode, you're definitely going to want to watch the video because we've got a lot of visual stimulation, we'll say. Is that a good word? Visual stimulation?
I'll allow it.
Okay. It's allowed. So joining me, Leadheads, is he's a veteran of the show. He's been on several times, especially when we go to like NRA or SHOT Show. He always stops by and is generous with his time and give us an update on what's going on with his companies. And today we're going to be talking about the LEO takedown system, and we've had an episode on it in the past, but they've got some newness going on that Joe needs to fill us in on. So we're going to tell you about the entire system, the whole system. You're not going to have to go back to the old episode. We're going to fill all you new listeners in, but you probably want to go back and listen anyway because it was a good episode. It's always a good episode to have Joe on.
Yeah. We're excited. We've got a new integrated upper for the Leo takedown. We'll go into exactly what that means, but it's the Leo takedown allows you to. It's a quick change barrel system for the AR, designed to go on mil-spec style AR-15s, and no fine motor skills or tools needed to take the barrel out and pop it back in. You can change calibers, you can change barrel lengths. Any caliber that works with the AR-15 will work with our system.
Right.
It does not change any of the components that affect the cycling of the gun.
There you go.
So the gas tubes are all standard. The gas blocks are standard, barrel standard. Handguards, we've only got a few minor things that the handguard has to have, but most of your handguards will fit.
Very good.
It's just a great product.
And we did a video on the original installation process for that. We went to Royal Range, Joe and I did, and Art and the gang there were very generous in letting us use their workbenches and their tools. But that video's out on YouTube. I probably should put some of my older videos up on Rumble too. It's just a matter of time, guys. So maybe I'll post that video coming up. But we're going to talk about the new easier LEO takedown system that Joe has and a few other things. But before we get into that, we want to thank all the sponsors of the Talking Lead podcast. Mission First Tactical. You guys know them, you love them. And I wish I had it with me right now, but I got a package yesterday from Dave, and it's their new iron sights. He sent me a couple of their new iron sights. So I've got those. I'm going to try them out. we'll talk about them in one of the upcoming episodes. I'll probably make a post on Instagram about them. But they're really cool. They're a little higher, a little taller than your standard, like a Magpul or something. Or they're old ones. They even had some older ones too. So excited about those. And you go to missionfirsttactical.com, use the code LEADHEAD. You're going to get 20% off anything there. You can see our video audience. You can get these drinky drinks from Mission First Tactical. I've got my M18 Red Smoke drinky drink container here. And their backpacks, they've got new backpacks. They've got their magazines. Have you seen those translucent magazines they came out with? Did you see them at SHOT Show?
Yeah, those are awesome.
Yeah, they're pretty sweet. Haven't gotten any yet, but I'll probably get those in soon. But again, Mission First Tactical, really love those guys. All their products that they have, their hand guards, and I've got their old hand guards on my old LEO setup, and we're going to talk about that Leo setup that I've got. And then, of course, Mission SEAL 1. You go to seal1.com, and all these guns that you guys have. I know you're all gun fanatics, your AKs, your ARs, your Glocks, your Canics, your SIGs, your Smith & Wessons, whatever it may be. SEAL 1 is the product that you want. SEAL 1 and done TLP. It clean, lubes, protects, not just guns and firearms, but you can put this on just about anything. Leather works great on leather. I put it on my leather strap. I've got like leather straps for my old Winchester 30-30s, my 270 hunting gun that I've got. Even the wood. I even put it on the wood. It cleans the wood really nice, keeps it nice and protected as well. SEAL 1, use the code LEADHEAD, and you're going to get 25% off. Dwight really takes care of you leadheads. 25% off there, and that includes their new rod cleaning system that they have. Mine's out in the garage right now. I've been using it, so I don't have it handy here. But yeah, definitely check them out. And then, Joe, we've got a beef sponsor. Can you believe that?
I find that hard to believe.
I find that hard to believe. We do. We have a beef sponsor called Whiskey River Beef. And it is a whiskey mash fed, grass fed, start to finish beef. And it's done right here in Tennessee, Middle Tennessee, just down the road, close to that whiskey, that big giant whiskey factory that we all know and love. We drink every night, some of us. Jack Daniels. But their beef is phenomenal. Their steaks, their ground beef, their ribs, the ribs that they have, the tri-tips. Oh my gosh. So Whiskey River Beef, you guys, if you've not tried them yet, you go there, use the code TalkingLead10. He had to make it difficult. TalkingLead10. And you're going to get 10% off anything there at Whiskey River Beef. And you got to hurry because they sell out, but they get stuff back in. It's just, you may, if you want a ribeye, nice juicy ribeye, you got to get on those quick because those sell out very, very fast. But you can get a whole cow, you can get a half cow, you can get a quarter cow, or you can just get individual cuts that you want, or like I said, ground beef. They even do bone marrow from time to time, so you can make that nice bone marrow soup. And we had a recipe show not too long ago, Joe, with Ton Jones and Prentice from Whiskey River Beef, and they were talking about some bone marrow recipes and stuff. So very good.
That's awesome.
I know, it's making us hungry, isn't it? We kind of missed.
I had to write down that web address because you didn't tell me about this sooner.
Oh yeah, Whiskey River. Yeah, I'll hook you up. I'll hook you up with the Whiskey River Beef, definitely. So go support all our sponsors. We've got more discount codes I'll give you guys toward the end, and then LEO Takedown also has a discount code. So as you're listening to this or watching it, go ahead and go to their website, which is leotakedown.com. And you can use the code, Joe,
TL10,
and you're going to get 10% off anything on their website there. You can get 10% off anything. They've got the kits. They've got the new kits. They've got the old style kits still, if you prefer to do it that way. They've got like these backpack kits that you can get that'll have a backpack, because when you get one of these, you're going to do multi-caliber. You're going to want to do multi-calibers. And like I've got like 3 different barrels for my takedown system. I need to get some more because I want to do shorter barrels. But I'll have to get a different lower for that to make it a ideal truck gun. And that's what we're going to kind of talk about this episode, are truck guns and how the Leo takedown system is going to help you have the best truck gun setup that you can possibly have. So go to their website while you're listening to this. And then we've also got more news from Leo Takedown. Joe, we're going to do a giveaway. We're going to do 2 giveaways, actually. We're going to do one this episode because I did our listener questions post on Instagram. So you guys always be checking the Instagram, the social medias for my upcoming guest and asking questions, because you never know what we're going to have to give away. But we're going to give away some Mission First stuff. We're going to give away some Seal One. And then this episode, Joe's got a nice little swag package that he's going to put together for you lead heads. So one lucky winner is going to get that. And then we're going to give you details on how you can get one of these updated Leo takedown systems. Full, complete system so you can build your own. Right?
That's correct.
There you go. So,
that's correct. Yep.
So be listening to details in the show as you go, and then at the end, I'm going to give you what you need to do to be eligible for that giveaway. And that's going to be on an upcoming episode. I think we said we're going to give them, what was the deadline? We're going to give them till like mid-April or something. So you're going to have...
Sounds good.
Yeah, you're going to have the full month of March here, the rest of the month anyway. It's not a full month. We're already 8 days in as we're recording this. So we'll give you till like mid-April, and then on one of those episodes of the Talking Lead podcast, we'll announce a winner. Probably do it on social media too. Probably do like a Instagram live and announce the winner too. So, but you got to be a listener. This isn't for people who don't listen to the show. This is for you listeners. I like to reward you listeners. So,
Whiskey River Beef, farm to table with a twist. Come along with us on a quest towards achieving self-sufficiency in food production and fostering a robust local food source to promote good health. Stock up with premium Tennessee beef, unparalleled in flavor and tenderness. You can be confident that you're receiving beef with no added growth hormones or implants. Always pasture-raised, locally USDA processed, and shipped straight to your home. Whiskey River Beef is grass and whiskey mash fed and finished, and is at least 14 days dry aged to enhance the tenderness and give you the most robust flavor imaginable. Go to whiskeyriverbeef.com today to order. Visit us on Instagram at Whiskey River Life and on Facebook at Whiskey River Beef LLC. Whiskey River Beef is a proud sponsor of the Talking Lead podcast and the Leadhead Brigade.
Enough of me ranting on. You know what I hear in the background there, Joe?
What do you hear?
Well, it's the jackwagon train. So,
Hoorah, Semper Fi, do or die, hold 'em high at 8th and I. It is time for the Talking Lead Jackwagon of the Week, so brace yourself, baby.
coming in hot with the train, the Gunny. So thank you, Gunny, for that. The train has
doing
station.
it on the fly.
Doing it on the fly, man. The train station, we got some jack wagons that we want to take care of. Before we get into talking about this awesome new Leo takedown system that Joe is going to hit you guys with, you're just going to be amazed with this. And I don't know, a lot of you probably keep up with the politics and stuff, and we don't talk a lot of politics here on the show, but the jack wagon train is our way to vent when we've got something we want to get off our chest. And the State of the Union address was last night with Sleepy Joe. And I mean, it was everything you'd expected. You expect it to be. Lies and bullshit and just subterfuge, you know. So I don't know if you guys watched it or not, but it was a train wreck. And Steven Crowder, Louder with Crowder, I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, but he is a great political commentary comedian, I guess you call him. But they actually present facts, and they were doing like a fact check as he was spouting off all these lies. Of course, they do drinks, and then they get drunk, and it gets wild, and sometimes it's too hard to listen to. But I'm sure it was recorded, and you can go watch it. And they're dispelling all the lies and deceit that's going on with that. But it looks like Sleepy Joe's going to be running if he lives, because Trump got the nomination.
Yeah.
So Trump got the Republican nomination. Nikki Haley finally succumbed and was like, okay, you guys don't want me. Which, I mean, everybody's trying to tell her that to begin with.
Yeah.
But she had to find out for herself. What's that? That F around and find out?
Yeah. So God bless her, but I don't know why she hung around that long.
I don't know. She just likes to waste people's money, I guess. So, or try to get more Democratic votes. I mean, that's the people who voted for her.
Right.
Yeah, there's a bunch of Democrats. There's no Republicans, no true Republicans that were voting for her. So Trump's in, and it looks like Biden's in, I guess. It's going to be another Trump-Biden head-to-head battle. We were talking about this earlier, and what I want to hear from my politician. I actually want to hear what they're running on, and I actually want them to debate it with the opponent. And neither one of these guys have done any debates or anything up to this point. I don't think we're going to get one, and that's just cheating the American people. Yeah,
we were talking about that earlier. The State of the Union is just it's one big brag about what I've done,
or a lie about what I've done.
Yeah, we know what's been done. We want to hear how the two people differ, head to head. Now we've already heard these two.
Yeah,
we know who Trump is.
We know exactly.
Who Biden is.
Yeah.
But yeah, the art of the debate is long lost on everyone else.
We can without a shadow of a doubt say that this election is going to be a popularity contest. It has nothing to do with what I'm going to help make this country better, or my actual stance on certain issues and politics. And it's just who do you hate most or who do you hate least, I guess, is what it's going to boil down. Who do you hate least? Here's the thing. It's been that way forever. It's always been a popularity contest. Well, that's true.
Whether you want to believe it or not.
It is, but in the past, they actually get out and in public, they publicly state, I'm for this, I'm against this, I'm going to do this, I'm not going to do this. Even though we know they lie and they're going to, but at least they put it out there, and we can, hold them accountable for doing or not doing, what they say they're going to do. But man, I don't know what they pumped into Joe Biden last night to keep him upright, but
I'm pretty sure you and I can't get any of that.
But I mean, it was still, I didn't understand half the crap, because he would start going into, and you don't understand what the fuck he's saying. So
angry Joe Biden. It was angry Joe Biden.
They must have hopped him up on some steroids or something. He was roid raging last night. Roid raging. But that's all I wanted to say about that. I did watch it, keep up with it. And, of course, he made it a point. He had to throw it in there. Gun control. He wants the gun ban. He wants the limit the magazine capacities. They're still going after the same old, just exactly what you expect them to do. Same old, same old. So there you go. There you have it. That's my political commentary. Go listen to somebody else who does politics to get a better opinion. I think they're both buffoons and idiots. But, again, the lesser of the two evils, Trump's going to, I think, in the long run, be better for our country as a whole, especially on the defensive part of it. I really like that he, held these other countries to the fire. It's like, hey, You know, if you want to be a part of NATO, you want our protection, you're going to have to pay. You know, you're going to have to cough up. You're going to have to pay the money. Treat it like a business. And that's kind of what I like about him. He's no nonsense kind of dude.
Well, and that's it. And that's, that was the whole point of the mean tweets. Well, they're mean. Well, were they the truth?
Truth hurts.
Sometimes truth hurts.
Yeah. And that's the problem with our country is we become a bunch of, I'm not saying our listeners aren't, but, a bunch of nandy-pandy, whining, I deserve this, I'm entitled to this society, and it's ridiculous. But you lead heads know that's bad. You're raising your kids the way they should be raised, teaching them right from wrong, that you have to earn what you get. Everything's not a handout, and it shouldn't be a handout. But that's what the left's trying to do. They're trying to turn us into a socialist country. So enough of that. Enough politics. Let's get out of politics. Done with I hate politics. I hate talking about it. But sometimes it's just fun. But go to that Louder with Crowder dude and watch his thing. Those guys are hilarious. I just kind of got turned on to them not too long ago. And then Tucker is back too, and Tucker did something. He had Alex Jones on. Alex Jones is always good for a laugh. Can't ever get away with watching him without laughing. So Joe and I were talking, and you guys know I've been doing a lot of upgrades to the show lately. So I've been in the market for video cameras and switchers and things like that. So I've been doing a lot of research and ordering a lot of shit off Amazon, basically, is what it's boiling down to. And I try to do my research. I try to be diligent. I watch the video reviews and read the commentary on products that people put out there. And I try to base it on my decisions on that. And, really, if you've never used the crap before, that's all you can do it on, base it on. And these video cameras, I'm reading the descriptions, and they're saying, like, oh, this is exactly what I need. It's 4K. It's got HDMI. It's got the USB-C. I can do live streaming with it, and yeah, that's great. That's exactly what I need. And it's under $100. Hell yeah, I want that. So I've ordered probably about 5 different video cameras over the last couple of months, and they've all been shit. They have not been anything like the description said they would. 4K resolution, they would be good if they were 1 megapixel resolution. They're shitty, worst resolution you've ever seen in your life. This webcam does 1,000 times better than any of these digital cameras that I've ordered. And I get it, price point, you should expect shit. But I would expect it to do at least half. Because I was like, yeah, if it does at least half the shit that they say it does, it's going to fit my needs until I get into this and learn. And it's like, oh, this is what I need to do a little better here. But so I bit the bullet, and I went ahead and I bought, a high-end $500 one that's supposed to be here tomorrow. Actually, it's a $600 Canon EOS or something like that, Rebel. But I need 3. So it's going to hurt writing that checkout, but it's for you guys. It's for you lead heads. So when that camera comes in, I'm thinking it's going to be the one that I need. But that's just so frustrating nowadays that they can just claim anything that, it's going to do all that.
They get away with it.
And they get away with it. And luckily Amazon takes the crap back. It's like, oh, yeah, no big deal. I can send it back. But the time that I've wasted waiting on that to come in, setting it up, trying it, testing it, find out that it's a complete turd, and then sending it back, getting the refund, and then ordering something else. I mean,
yeah,
I could have been done with this like in 2 days.
And there's 8 dozen more of them that are for sale right now on Amazon.
Yeah,
and there's just no way to police it. These guys, they write anything down on the back of the box as what the specs are, and you basically need professional equipment to figure it out once you hook it up.
Yeah,
or you either has a good picture or doesn't.
And that's what it boils down to. And I like I said, I try to read the reviews because people leave reviews on there. But I try to read the bad ones. I go to the bad reviews because those are typically the honest ones. Because I know these companies, I get dozens of emails every day from these Chinese companies saying, hey, we want to send you our product and you do a review on it and you get to keep the product, kind of deal. But you have to do the review and leave a good review before they actually will give you the product. I don't know how it worked because I've never done it. I tell them to go pound sand because it's like, screw y'all. So when I see one that's got, 5 or 6 bad reviews, then I'm like, okay, that's probably a piece of shit. But when you see one that's got all 5 stars and there's 3,000 of them, you're like, oh, that's got to be a good. 3,000. There's maybe 1 or 2 bad reviews. It's got to be good. So that's what I was basing mine on the star reviews and the number of reviews, and they were all shit. They were all the cameras were shit. So just a little pet peeve of ours. In the old days, Joe and I were talking about when you went out and bought a microwave. It wasn't complicated. Right. You didn't need Bluetooth or facial recognition to be able to operate your microwave.
And that's new tech. Yeah, there was a dial. You turned it, it was on, and that was the timer.
You plug it in.
One dial.
Yeah, you plug it in to give it power. You pop the door open, you put your stuff in, and you hit heat. 2 minutes later, a minute later, whatever you said on, boom, I've got a hot. Right. I got a hot cocoa. I got hot oatmeal. I got, whatever.
I read this the other day. Somebody had written an article. We don't make things that work anymore. Toasters, right? It used to be you put the bread in, you push the toaster down.
Yeah.
And if you wanted it to stop, you just pushed up on the arm and the toast would pop out.
Yeah.
Now there's like a separate button that you have to find somewhere on the toaster.
Yeah. And they burn out.
To release your darn toast.
And they burn out. They don't last. Like,
right.
My grandmother's toaster, I guarantee you the one that she bought, she's recently passed away, but she lived way over 100. And I guarantee she had the same, I never saw her have a new toaster. Her toaster was the one that she bought back in 1950, probably was a wedding gift or something. And when we would go over for Sunday breakfast, the same toaster made the same bread and it was still delicious and toasty and it just worked. But I think they make things to fail on purpose because they want the repeat business. It's like if we make shit that lasts forever, then we're not going to get a repeat customer.
Well, yeah. Well, our sales will go down and our stock price will go down, and so we can't have that.
Right.
So we have to constantly be selling replacement things to the customer.
Yeah, we got to make turds. We got to make. Yeah. We'll make like 1 or 2 that are like really good. But then the rest of them are going to be shit, and people are going to have to constantly replace them. But make sure they go to crap after the warranty. Notice how that works? Without a doubt, the warranty's a year long, and right at that year mark in a day or a week, it craps out. It's by design.
And the new appliance, it's just terrible. The new appliances now, they're so digital. To dry a load of clothes, you got to open up the app and subscribe to the manufacturer's subscription service just to dry a pair of socks. Where's it all going to end?
Right? Yeah. You got to go.
Talking back and forth on the internet, gigabytes of data. What do they need to know about my socks?
Yeah. And that's another thing. Remember when like a megabyte, 10 megabytes was, holy crap, that's a lot of data. Yeah, you get something that'll hold 10 megabytes. Oh, yeah. And now it's like we're in what's more than a terabyte? I don't know. But we're into terabytes, and terabytes are like common now. And terabyte doesn't last long. I've got this one that's 4 terabyte external hard drive that I got last year, and it's 3/4 full already.
Yeah.
That's crazy. We're just old men. Are we just old men griping? Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's it. And get off my lawn.
We'll call this the old man gripe session. And get off my lawn. I like that. I like that. So what about you? You got any jack wagons?
Yeah, that was pretty much it. Is the stuff that doesn't work. Why everything that you buy now, you got to sign up an app, you got to go online, you got to pay for their subscription service. I just want something that works.
Yeah.
I just want to take it home and it works.
Yeah.
Why
do you need when I go to the checkout counter to buy something? Why do you need my phone number?
Right.
Why do you need you don't need my phone number. Why do you need my phone number? Why do you need my address? You don't need that. I've got money. I'm giving you money for your product. Give me your product. End of story.
Right. Yeah. The privacy issue is just, it's gotten out of hand.
It is. And people are just so willy-nilly about just giving out their info nowadays. Well,
that's one thing you don't have to worry about with Leo Takedown is we sell you a product that just works.
That's right.
You have to load an app for our Takedown to work. You don't have to send data back to us for it to work. It just works.
So I get this newsletter. I've told you guys from NSSF. I don't know how often they send it, but it's pretty good on keeping up with what's going on around the country, around the world, with acts and laws and just kind of what's going on. ATF. And I got one the other day, and I'm trying to find it here. NSSF files amicus brief in Brown versus ATF. So NSSF filed an amicus brief, which I'm not an attorney, so I don't know what that means. I got attorneys that listen to this show. You guys can fill our listeners in. With the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Fourth Circuit supporting the plaintiffs in Brown versus ATF, a case challenging the federal law prohibiting adults under 21 from purchasing handguns. The U.S. Court for the Northern District of West Virginia found the law unconstitutional and granted the plaintiff's motion for summary judgment. NSSF's amicus argues that adults 18 to 20 years old are clearly encompassed by the people to whom the Second Amendment extends the right to keep and bear arms. NSSF also argues that restricting the right of those adults to legally purchase a handgun at retail fails? I got my glasses on. Fails the Bruin decisions, history, and tradition tests to show an analogous restriction present at the time when the Second Amendment was ratified. So basically, they're challenging these states that are going and saying that you have to be 21 years old to buy a firearm. Which makes sense because, if you can be 18 and you can join the military, again...
You can die for your country, but you can't have a liquor drink.
Right. Can't have a liquor drink, can't own a firearm.
You are. Yeah.
Can't have the ability to defend yourself with a firearm.
Yeah.
So there's something NSSF is doing. The ATF, let's see. There was another thing here about the ATF. Oh, Mexico's failed crime control policies blasted as the country blames firearm industry. This was something, too, that I wasn't aware of, but Mexico has a lawsuit against American firearms manufacturers. So basically, they're suing American firearms manufacturers for the problems that they're having in Mexico with the drug cartels and I guess all the trafficking of guns, which our ATF was part of.
Yeah, that's crazy. You'd think they would just seal the border and then they wouldn't have to worry about that.
Right? Or get a better control over their drug cartels instead of joining them and taking their money. Let's see. The Wall Street Journal blasted Mexico's failed hugs, not bullets policy for failing to seriously confront narco-terrorism. So I guess that's what the drug dealers are called there. They call it narco-terrorism. Rampant violent crime and government corruption. The Wall Street Journal reported that arrests by Mexico's National Guard, created by Mexican President Andrés Manuel López Obrador, he needs one more name, fell from 21,700 in 2018 to just 2,800 in 2002. Even as crime and corruption increased, the reporting in its juxtaposition to Mexico claims that the firearms industry is responsible for crime in Mexico. So now America is responsible for Mexico's crimes. The country is suing U.S. firearms manufacturers for $10 billion in U.S. federal courts. And I can't believe our court system is actually allowing this. Oh, yeah, I can. NSSF told The New Yorker that the case could ultimately be headed to the U.S. Supreme Court. NSSF contends that Mexico is responsible for enforcing laws on their side of the border and has been unwilling and unable to control corruption and crime.
Yeah, I was going to say, is Mexico a state now? Is that what we got, that they're in our courts?
Right? They have a right to sue us for them not enforcing their laws. Okay.
Right. Yeah,
this is how ridiculous our world is. I mean, you can just case after case of ridiculousness, and this is one of them. So, man, I don't know. I'm speechless on that one. But something that you guys need to know what's going on. You need to be aware of it. So that's why I brought it up. So Mexico, jack wagons. There you go. I think that's enough jack wagon. Unless you got another jack wagon. I'm getting all fired up.
I think that's enough between the State of the Union and Mexico suing us.
Yeah.
For stuff that's going on in Mexico.
Yeah. And our country,
I think that's enough jack wagon for the day. Yeah.
Our country is run by a bunch of octogenarians or older. Speaking of hero. Got a hero here. Chicago woman, 104 years old, skydives from a plane, breaking a world record, I think. Her name is Dorothy Hoffner, and after she landed, so I guess she survived it. There's a picture here. You guys got to see this. So for our video audience, I'm going to share this.
That would be an important part of the story, that she survived.
Right. Well, the actual headline was Chicago woman 104 skydives from plane aiming to break record for world's oldest skydiver. So,
yeah, that's a bad headline, isn't it?
Yeah, that is a bad. Is that showing up? Can you see that on the screen?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So there's Dorothy. I assume that's her. She looks 104 to me. Bless her heart. But
and no fear. You notice that? No fear, because she's got no helmet on.
Well, I wonder if she even knows she's doing it. I mean, that would be like, Joe Biden's like, oh, I'm going down the stairs. Oh yeah, Mr. President. Oh, I'm sure she's fine. My grandma, like I said, she was 100 and I think she was about 103, 102. And up until the day she died, I mean, she was very cognizant, very aware, memory, I mean, like a steel trap. Very good cognitive recall. But this says, a 104-year-old Chicago woman is hoping to be certified as the oldest person to ever skydive after leaving her walker on the ground and making a tandem jump in northern Illinois. Age is just a number, Dorothy Hoffner told a cheering crowd moments after touching the ground Sunday at Skydive Chicago in Ottawa. Is it Ottawa or Ottawa? Ottawa. 85 miles, Ottawa, southwest of Chicago. The Guinness World Record for oldest skydiver was set in May 2022 by 103-year-old Linnea Ingegrad Larsson, Sweden. Ingegrad? I don't know. But Skydive Chicago is working to have Guinness World Record certify this lady's jump. So I hope she gets it. It. But that's the thing, man. I mean, we're getting older and older. We're living longer these days. Definitely living longer these days. 104.
Yeah, you got to take care of yourself. That's where it starts to pay off.
Well, yeah, you gotta, physically, mentally, you gotta keep keep sharp. Because odds are you're going to outlive your. Well, there is no Social Security anymore, is there?
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't count on it.
I was like, I don't even think it exists anymore, so I'm not counting on it, definitely. But I don't think I'm going to live past 70, so I don't think I have anything to worry about. I think I'm going to be all right. I already feel like I'm 80. So there's my hero. What about you? Got any heroes? Anybody come to mind? Anybody done something spectacular that deserves a well-deserved shout-out? Joe?
Yeah, not off the top of my head here. I think she pretty much tops it.
Yeah.
104 hopping out of a perfectly good plane.
You know, what is she thinking? What is she thinking?
She got nothing left to lose.
I think her kids talked her into it. You know, they probably got a big inheritance coming, and it's like, this old bird just won't die. How are we going to take her out without getting accused of murder? Let's talk her into skydiving. Hey, Meemaw, you know, how'd you like to break a world record before you die? Let's throw you out of an airplane. So that's it. That's my heroes. That's our jack wagons. If you've got some, email me, talkingled@gmail.com. And I would love to hear your nominations for jack wagons, or if you've got a well-deserved hero, somebody's not getting the recognition that they deserve, and we will read them here on the air. talkingled@gmail.com, leadheads. So, going to get that train out of here. We want to talk Leo Takedown with Joe now. So, Joe,
awesome.
We did it in a like I said, we talked about the history of LEO in a previous episode, but let's hit it again. For our listeners that, you know, it's been a while, they probably forgot, and then we got a lot of new listeners nowadays. So, talk about LEO Takedown, how it got started, how it came to be, this whole idea of swapping barrels out of your AR.
Yeah, it actually, you know, necessity is the mother of invention, they say. And the gentleman who invented this was a Marine aviator. He flew Cobra helicopters. If you're familiar with those, they're very narrow. I mean, they're like 1.5 feet wide. They're very tiny in width. And he was overseas flying combat, and the Marines mandated that he start flying with a full-size weapon with him, a rifle. And there was just no room in the cockpit for it. So he ended up flying it with it wedged between his shoulder and the canopy.
Oh, my gosh.
And, you know, he thought to himself, there's got to be a better way there's got to be a way to break this thing down so that it doesn't take up as much space. And, you know, he retired and started working on it. And he came up with the system. It's patented. It's very easy to use. But that was the genesis of it. And
he was a Marine
aviator. Yes, sir.
Marine aviator.
Yes, sir.
Cobra helicopters. Now, I know you and I talked about this off air. Now, I had this gentleman on the show not too long ago, Greg Coker. Blades for Brothers is the name of the company, and it's like a company that he started for his fellow brethren, military men and women, to kind of give them something to do. You know, because military, they just stay busy after they get out of the military. You know, they're sheepdog. You put a sheepdog on the porch, you know what they're going to do? They're going to die. You know, they don't have purpose anymore. So he started this Blades for Brothers, and he's got this, you know, what's it called? They make knives, a forge. Got this forge.
Yeah.
I don't know. So he started this nice big forge. I think he's out in Texas. And, you know, he brings in fellow veterans and shows them how to make knives. So it's pretty cool. But Greg was a little bird pilot over in Afghanistan, and on that episode that he was on, he was talking about flying the little birds, and, you know, he got shot down. He didn't crash. He wants you to know it wasn't a crash. He got shot down. He didn't crash. But he's got a book out too. It's like the 160th SOAR group that he was with. I think they're called the Night Stalkers. And it's 6 guns. I can't remember what it is, but it's a good book. can't remember the name of
So
it.
I'll have to ask Lance if he knows.
I bet
if you know, I must have flown together because I know those aircraft kind of fly in tandem.
Yeah,
and
he was
each one feeds off the other.
He was over in Afghanistan too, right, Lance?
Yes.
Yeah. So that would be.
Yeah, but yeah, and that was the reason they mandated they start flying with rifles is because somebody had gotten shot down and captured, and it was a very, very, very sad story.
That's where I was going with that story, is because he talked about the gun that he had. I think they had MP5. I can't remember exactly what it was that he had, or he was talking about that. They carried full size ARs, and there was just nowhere to put them in that little bird. He's like, we can't really store them, can't put them under the seat, So yeah, we kind of talked about that.
I was told that that's actually true of almost every vehicle in the U.S. inventory. There's not, except for ships, there's not really a place to store rifles in any of these vehicles. It's the guys in the Humvees sit with them between their legs, and it's very unwieldy. To be able to pull these things out, and I know my father talked about when he was in Vietnam, he flew, and they sent him out with a 38, and he said, "What am I going to do with this?"
Now, your dad was in Vietnam, and he flew the EB-66. Is that right?
EB-66s, yeah. He was a navigator. They did electronic warfare. They pretty much jammed the radar as the bombing missions went in. Completely unarmed. They had to do a little dodging there, but
well, I guess these engineers don't really expect, or they're not thinking about their crew getting shot down. They're thinking that I'm designing this and making this to always be flying, and these people are going to be safe in this thing.
Yeah. He's got some stories. You should have him on sometime.
That would be great.
He could tell you a few things. I'd be secondhand on all that.
I would love to have him on and get Greg on and get Lance on together. And you're saying Lance is it Lance's son is active duty right now? He's flying.
Lance's son, yeah, and he flies the tilt rotors, the Ospreys.
The Ospreys. Okay, yeah, that would be great to have them on together. Make for an inch. Have different generations.
That's a heck of an aircraft there. You were talking about this off air.
Defies physics.
And they started on this thing back in the 70s.
Yeah.
And it took so long for the technology to catch up with it.
Right.
To make it viable.
Yeah. And I think they're still working on the technology because you still hear of them crashing quite a bit.
Yeah.
But so Lance had a need. He saw a need. He's like, hey, what can we do to better prepare our military men and women in these situations?
That is correct. And so we came up with the Leo takedown system. And initially it was an add-on part for a standard mil-spec style AR-15 rifle. So it was a receiver coupling that screwed onto the front of a standard upper receiver, and then a barrel coupling that fit over the barrel that allowed the two to mate. It is similar to an air hose in the way it connects. It's a patented system, but it's a steel-on-steel lockup that holds the barrel against the receiver.
It's a bearing, a ball bearing system.
A ball bearing, yeah, and it holds it against the receiver the same as a barrel nut would hold the barrel against the receiver. So we've got we've got the receiver here. The new Leo takedown is actually the receiver coupling is now built into the upper receiver. Before it was a two-step process. You had to get your upper receiver. You had to screw your receiver coupling on. You had to set it. There was some screws that you had to put in to make sure it didn't twist. And that was it was a lot for a non-hobbyist to tackle.
It was. And then, like I said, later, we've got a video on that on our YouTube, and I'll put a link in the show description to that old video so you can get an idea of what it took. But it was, you could do it, but if you didn't have some gunsmithing skills, you're gonna have a big learning curve.
Right. So what we did was this was the next big step. Is this is all done for you. So the new integrated upper receiver comes just as you see it here. Comes with the dust cover. Comes with the forward assist. It's a billet receiver, and this part is all already done. All you have to do is set up the barrel. There's a barrel coupling that goes over top of the barrel. It slides on and slides in, and that's how it locks up. You set the distance and set it tight with some
the shims,
with some barrel spacers, some shims.
Now those go behind the coupling, right?
That is correct.
So you
it goes in between.
Put it on before the coupling if you don't have a good cinch.
Correct. So you put it in and you check to make sure that it's good. If it's still loose, you just add shims until it's tight, and then you're good to go. After you're convinced that it's set, there is a wedge that goes in behind it that locks it into place.
And how does that wedge lock into place? Is it screw down, or how's that?
No, it's simple physics. It's a 2-degree wedge. Once you put it in, it's not coming out.
Okay, and that would be after you put your handguard on.
No, you do this before you put the handguards.
No. What I'm saying is you put that on, and then you put your handguard on, and that's what cinches the wedge and the coupling.
No, the wedge goes in, and once it's set, the coupling's good.
Okay.
We have a little piece that goes over top of it to make sure that it can't be that it once it's set, it's set.
Okay, there we go.
There's that that goes in, and once you're done, your barrel nut goes over that. Your barrel nut now becomes a rail holder.
Okay, and is it any barrel nut goes over that now? It's just
any barrel nut.
Okay,
any barrel nut. The only you can use any rail. Almost any rail.
Almost.
The only thing that has to be about this rail is that it can't have little wings or pieces that go over top of the receiver, because this is actually flat with the back of the Leo takedown, so the rail has to be flat there as well.
Gotcha.
But everything else about the rail is just like your standard rail systems, and in fact, we use the MFTs when we build upper receivers. We use the Teco rail from Mission First.
Okay.
Very good rail.
Is that their new one? I can't remember what their new one's called. They've got
I think that's the one. I think that's the one that you used on the on yours.
So the
MFT Teco rail. Yeah.
They're a little thicker. Or not thicker. They're wider. They're wider.
Well, and you know, you can use like these are. This is well. Here's one here. This is a very thin rail.
Yeah.
So it really doesn't matter how thick or thin the rail is. If it works on an AR, it'll work with this.
I'm sure their new rails will fit on it. That's what I was getting at. Is does Mission First's new rails, because they don't have any of the stuff hanging out the back or anything. So they should work.
There you go. And the larger rails are those are actually preferred if you want to run a silencer. Because you could put a short barrel on and then put the silencer down in it. There you go. And you end up with a shorter overall length.
Yeah.
And a shrouded silencer.
Exactly. But it also gives, because it's wide enough to where, and you can't do all of them. It's like my Achelous won't fit through this, but my, what's it called? The other one will. So you got to check the diameter of your silencer. But yeah, and that's the reason why I like these, is that I can countersink either my suppressor, my silencer, or my flash suppressor, or my brake, whatever it may be, because I don't like a lot of that real estate sticking out. I like it countersunk into my handguard. So yeah, definitely. And they still sell these too. They still have their older style handguards available.
Oh yeah.
That's a key mod there, and then this is a your standard M-lock. They've got them in both. So,
Introducing our new belly band holster. Whether you're hitting the gym or running a quick errand, our belly band is one of the most comfortable and safest ways to carry your firearm. The center section allows you to carry most common pistols. Left or right-handed, this has you covered. A hard laminate trigger shield protects the firearm's trigger from unwanted intrusion, giving you ease of mind while carrying every day. 2 elastic sleeves give you the flexibility to carry other everyday items, such as spare mags, flashlight, knife, or pepper spray. 2 zippered pockets run on both sides, offering the option to carry smaller items, such as money, cards, or keys. Flush fit on your lower back or waist, easily keeping your setup discreet no matter how you choose to carry. Utilizing 3D spacer mesh, these channels allow for exceptional and efficient airflow, giving you maximum comfort and keeping you cool. Carry whenever you want, how you want, with our new belly band holster. Available now.
Go to missionfirsttactical.com. Use the code LEADHEAD for an exclusive listener-only 20% discount.
so I guess, so show me what all's included in the kit itself. So what, if I could buy your kit, what all am I getting? Show me the components. Obviously, you're not getting the barrel.
So if you buy the new integrated kit, you're going to get the upper receiver, of course, complete with the dust cover and the forward assist. You're going to get a barrel coupling. You're going to get a wedge and a spacer, and that is enough to set one barrel into the Leo Takedown upper receiver.
There you go.
Now, you had mentioned earlier about multiple barrels.
Yes, because you were telling me that, obviously Lance designed this originally just for compactness, to be able to store it in real tight, spaces. So tight, compact spaces, so that you can get to your weapon when you need it. It's there, and quickly make it operable, by just popping the barrel in there. But you found out that, oh, by the way, here's another benefit that comes from this that was unexpected as he was designing this.
That's correct. So now you have the ability to have one rifle, one gun that has multiple barrels, multiple calibers. With the modularity of the AR-15 platform.
Yeah.
The 300 Blackout and the 5.56 share the same bolt and pretty much magazines. You can get by. They make specialized 300 Blackout magazines, but you can get by with a 5.56 magazine.
Yeah.
But what this allows you to do is have a close quarters 300 Blackout short barrel and a 16-inch barrel in 5.56, and all you have to do is change out the barrel and the ammo, and you go from one to the other. So it allows you to have for law enforcement, in a very small package, you can have 2 rifles in something the size of a book bag.
You can go to CQB to mid-range battle pretty quick.
Well, so you're getting, so like in the case of police officers, you're getting called out to. You don't know what you're getting called out to until you get called out to it.
Yeah.
And so it could be something where you have to go into a school, or you have to go into a building that's very close quarters. You'd obviously want something that is made to go those short distances and has a bigger punch. You could be somewhere where you're way out and you're having to make a longer range shot, and the 5.56 works better for that. So you just never know, where you're going, but you have that capability in the bag.
Absolutely.
Ready to go.
Yeah. Or even long range. You have the ability to go long range precision with this too. So you could get a 20-inch, whatever caliber. But I mean, again, like this, I've got a Grendel, 6.5 Grendel.
There you go.
But it is, it's an AR-15 kind of approved, caliber that'll work with an AR-15 lower upper. So with this, I just pop my barrel, and I got to do a bolt change at that point. I got to change my bolt out and my magazines. But again, it gives you that capability that if I wanted to go long range and be able to reach out and touch somebody, or, all right, the battles are getting closer and, it's going to do me better to go CQB. I could pop this off, put a, shorter barrel, 6-inch, whatever.
It's more of a tactical loadout or more of a strategic loadout than a tactical loadout.
Yeah,
you've got the ability to go in with either or. It would be. I don't recommend swapping barrels in the heat of a firefight. That's just
no.
I don't care what it is.
No. And that's but it gives you the ability that, again, like you said, you go into a situation you don't know what you're getting into, then you can quickly.
You've got options
and not have to carry 2-3 different rifles.
Correct, and the space that takes up. We've got police departments that use them for their mounted units because this thing folds up and fits in a saddlebag on a motorcycle.
Yeah,
I don't know if you've seen some of the guys out west that are out there. They've got a whole gun strapped to a sissy bar on the back of the motorcycle.
Yeah.
I don't know how that's secure, but this is a little more low key. If you want your policemen to be peace officers first and capable of controlling situations second, then there you go.
Right. So I brought up, and you guys can go see them on Instagram. It's at LEO Takedown, all one word, and they've got pictures and examples of all kinds of different setups that their customers have put together. I was trying to find one because when you add the ability to be able to have the folding stock on there also, you can get these things in a lunch pail basically. It's crazy.
So,
in a little toolbox. I'm trying to find a picture of one here.
Well, I've got one right here.
Oh wait, the screen's here.
So this is actually all the space that it takes for a full-size rifle.
They put your hand down there so they can get a reference. I mean, I know what they know, but yeah.
This fits in a lunchbox size or a tool bag sized bag. So we've got a barrel, we've got a folding stock, and we just put the Leo Takedown in. Yep. Gotta make sure we're lined up and in. And there you go.
And put that down a little further so everybody can see the full length. Your camera's kind of cutting it out. There you go. So you got that set up as a pistol.
You got that set up as a pistol.
Yeah. So that's something you and I were talking about earlier too, as far as the pistol brace thing goes with, the law and the ATF and legality. It's in limbo, I guess, at this point. And because they are selling them again, you got Palmetto selling them, Primary selling them. I mean, we assume that it's okay to have these now again.
It is.
I know there are some companies. I've talked to them that they're not selling them because it's still a gray area, and they don't want to get in the middle of it, kind of deal. So
a lot of what they're doing is they're going ahead and registering as an SBR, so that they can go ahead and have a regular stock on it. And if they need to, they can always add a full-size barrel.
Sure.
To the setup.
Sure.
And it's just a matter of dropping it in.
But the whole thing about the pistol brace is the SBR is ridiculous. SBR and having to pay the $200 tax stamp is ridiculous and ludicrous. It needs to go away. And we all agree with that. We all of our listeners do anyway. But if you're gonna register it as an SBR, you might as well put a stock on it anyway. Don't use a pistol brace. There's no need at that point.
Right.
No need.
Well, and it's so, the way an AR kicks, you really don't even need a brace at all. But
yeah, there's hardly any recoil with a 5.56 round, and 300 blackout is so smooth to shoot too.
Yeah.
For a 30 cal, I mean, I think they shoot smoother than the 5.56. I really
Now,
like
I will tell you,
300 blackout.
The 50 Beowulf, you will need a stock.
You're gonna need a pillow and. But that's a good point because you can go from you can do 9mm on these because they have ARs are set up to run 9mm. You just got to have like a magazine adapter or whatever for your mag.
You can set it up. You can actually set it up with a 9mm lower. So the Leo system doesn't care what caliber you're shooting. It works for anything. We've got one set up here that is in that's a 9mm.
Yeah. And Mean Arms makes an adapter for AR magazines where you can just take out the follower and put in their 9mm follower, and your lower could be a standard AR-15 magazine lower that accepts those mags.
So we should have there's a video on our website where we went from 5.56 to 300 blackout to 9mm all on the same lower.
Oh, okay. Well, let me find that video and keep talking while I'm going through but we used the Mean Arms magazine with the 9mm adapter in it. And of course, you have to do a bolt swap with that to go from the 5.56 to the here we go. To go from the 5.56 to the 9, or 5.56 to anything other than 300 blackout. Right. All right. Which video do you think it is?
Hang on.
Oh.
What's that? I believe it was in the cold. What's that?
Which
it's
one?
The full auto test.
Is it the full auto test?
Auto test 2. Yeah.
It's one of these?
You can hit one of those. That's the full auto test. That's kind of neat.
Okay, is that showing up on your screen?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Go.
Now, you have to excuse us. We loaded up every magazine we had, which included some 10-rounders, so...
That's a good point. Are these legal in California?
Well, yeah, it should be. I mean, it doesn't change the function of the gun at all.
Right. But you never know. The way they word things. And it doesn't seem to be changing the he's hitting in that same spot every time too, so it's holding.
Yeah, it's a steel on steel lockup. It's clamping the barrel to the front of the barrel mount. And of course, he's got it nice and hot, comes in and out. Everything works just like it should.
Turn that down.
I'll have to make sure that they didn't edit that or didn't drop that video from the. We went through and redid our web page here.
The point is, it can be done. So you can.
It can be done.
9mm, as long as it's the AR setup, then you can definitely do that. Let me get our camera.
Yeah, it makes it incredibly versatile.
It is, and that was another point too, is because you're not, your upper, you're not. All you're taking out is the barrel. You're not taking out the complete upper. You can leave your optics on there also. So you're not having to change. But if you have quick change optics, then you can. So if you wanted to go from CQB and you needed a longer range, then you could put your long range scope on there too. But
you could. And the only point of impact change you should see when keeping the optic on is just going to be the nature of the barrel itself.
Right.
And the caliber that you're using. Yeah. So,
but that's going to be something that you're going to go to the range and you're going to practice this. You're not going to just guess, where after you do your barrel change, if you're going to keep this optic on, where it's going to hit. You're going to go and you're going to have it sighted in for one caliber, and you know that when I hold it here for this caliber, it's here, and then when I do my switch, then my holdover's different. That's
Correct.
training. That's just smart training to know how your
Well,
firearm and your optics operate.
That's the different ballistics of the rounds.
Yeah.
That's where that point of impact change is going to come from.
Yeah. And that kind of gets me into, we're going to do a fact to fight to miss. So I think now would be a great time to jump into the Talking Lead facts to fight the miss with Joe Weir and Leo Takedown. So one of the myths about, I guess, or hesitations maybe that people may have with going to a system like this is they're like, well, why do I need this? Because all I got to do is pop my 2 pins and then I can just change my complete upper. Well, what am I gaining by adding your system and doing a quick change like that when I can just quickly do that also with my 2 pin changes?
Well, so you're getting portability. The difference between an upper removed from the lower receiver and the Leo Takedown is about 8 inches of length in the barrel and the upper. And when you're talking about trying to put that into a bag that you're want to carry without it being something bulky or something really obvious that it's a gun, that 8.5 inches makes a big difference. So we've got a bag. It looks like a book bag that we worked with the Floyd County Police Department to develop for their officers. And it's a quick deployment bag, and it allows them to have that full size 16-inch barreled rifle in something the size of a book bag.
Like a standard gray man 3-day pack backpack, or even smaller.
Right. Yeah. So and that's without a folding stock. This is with the full size stock. You've got a school size book bag. It's quick deployment. It's more of a sling, and you spin it around, unzip it, and the barrel is right there. It connects. It takes 9 seconds to get it out, to go from on the back to ready to shoot.
Is that a representation? Maybe?
Yeah, so that's actually a shorter barrel, but that's not actually our bag. That's somebody else's bag.
Yeah.
But you can see that it's even the 16-inch barrel. The 16-inch barrel is about as long as the folded 8.5 inch.
This one right here?
On the yeah, there you go.
There it is.
Now that bag is also unique in that it's got the ability to put ballistic plates in all three. So the piece down at the bottom that you see there is just a cover flap that goes in between the 2 sides.
Right.
And it has the ability to hold a ballistic plate in all 3. So once it's out, it can actually be used as a shield. In case you've got someone that you want to protect.
Well, I mean, that would make sense. If you're going to be carrying that you're going into a hot situation typically. And what's great about it too is that for law enforcement, it just looks like a backpack. So they're not setting off any alarms or, causing stress to people where there may not be a situation at the point that they're trying to get to. So it's very discreet, and it doesn't, put them out as a target for a potential shooter either, because they just see the backpack.
So this is my favorite part of it, is that this is perfect for school resource officers.
Yes,
they can be completely armed with just a backpack on their back, and it doesn't alarm parents, doesn't alarm the kids, but if something bad happens, they've got what they need to be able to hop in and do something.
Yeah.
There's no having to run back to the car. They've got what they need right on their back.
Now, another thing that we didn't talk about, and I think maybe in some people's mind, is the gas tube. When you're taking that complete barrel out, you're taking the gas tube with it, and the gas tube's exposed. Or if you're traveling with it, and you put it in your bag, maybe some loose or something might get in there. Well, you guys have addressed that because you've got, and I don't think we showed the the cover. Show the cover that you guys have.
That's correct. So the gas tube, we've got a gas tube protector, and it just goes over and covers it while it's stowed.
Yep.
What the police departments have done is they have drilled a hole in the end here and put a lanyard in and anchored the lanyard in the bag.
No, okay.
So that when they pull the barrel out of the bag, this pops off, so it's ready to go. And so there's no having to fumble around with pulling that off. They pull it out. They're holding the gun. It can go right in, and it's much quicker.
Yeah.
But yeah, it protects it completely while it's stowed. No having to worry about that.
It protects the gas tube and that end of the barrel, so you're not getting debris and whatnot in the.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, because that's the barrel extension, and that's actually the bolt and the barrel extension on an AR is what governs your headspace.
Yeah.
And that's kind of one of the things that separates it from the AK, because the AK, the headspace is set with the barrel into the forward forging that the barrel's pinned into.
Right.
So that's the AR is a little more modular, and that's why this works for the AR.
Yeah, definitely. You don't really have that quick change ability in an AK platform. We're going to talk about that because I think we've got some questions that our listeners have with that. So we'll address that when we get to our listener questions. But
awesome.
So we're talking about this system. Now you've got this upper that comes with it too. What kind of price range are we talking about to be able to do this?
So it's a $399 for the kit, complete with the upper. The old kit was $350.
Mm-hmm.
Still is $350. For the extra $50, you get a complete billet upper receiver with the forward assist and the dust cover already installed, and it's all assembled, ready to go.
Yeah.
So it's twice as fast to install the Leo Takedown now as it ever was. And for the price increase you're getting, you don't have to buy the upper receiver. We've got it for you already.
And then speaking of, you guys have a video here with your boy Easton. And let me know. Is it showing up?
Yeah, if you want. So Easton goes. We've got him up for a couple of intro videos. He's also the one that does the install video. Easton's been with the company since the beginning, and he's a great guy. He's married, gals. So
getting ready to have a baby. What we just heard too. So he's got one on the way. So all
any
right,
minute.
Joe, walk me through this because I've got your video. Which video is it here?
So the first one is the intro video. The second one is the install video. So you can hit the intro video there. He kind of goes through and shows a little better than I could with this setup here.
Okay. And we'll play here. So this will give you an idea of everything that you get included with the new system, and then just kind of how everything's working here. And what I want you to explain.
Hey guys, Easton with Leo.
I'll say in a minute.
Y'all are familiar with our aftermarket takedown kit that's been available for a while now. What we have new for you is a fully integrated upper receiver with our Leo Takedown coupling permanently attached. It's a 7075 billet upper receiver that includes a forward assist and dust cover. And basically what this does is take about half the installation process out for you. So you no longer have to worry about clocking this to your upper receiver or waiting 24 hours for the Loctite to cure before you can move on. So when you get this kit in the mail, it's going to come with all the same components as our aftermarket kit: your gas tube protector, your barrel coupling, your wedge, your shims, your written instructions, and you'll ready to add your barrel immediately. So you take your barrel, add our barrel coupling to it, slide it down,
line it over the front, and
insert it.
Yep.
And there's guidelines to show you where you need to line it up.
And from here, you're ready to.
So there's a line right there on the barrel extension, right there on the barrel coupling.
Your wedge, and it's a basic install. After that, you need to add your barrel nut for your handguard, gas tube, gas block, muzzle device, and you're ready to rock and roll. This is the brand new Leo Takedown integrated upper receiver, available now.
There you go.
So he showed how the barrel coupling goes in to install it permanently. You add the shims until it's nice and tight. Once that's set, you slide the wedge in. You can use either a PVC, 1-inch PVC, or 1-inch steel pipe to tap it down.
Yeah, just put that over the barrel, and then you're just going to tap it because it's going to be flush with the coupling.
Right, and it goes in until it stops. Right, now there is something with the barrel. The barrel itself, if we can flip back over here.
That camera is not on now, so you need.
Of course it isn't.
I think it went to sleep.
I'll just use this one. So when you got your standard barrel here, so this area here of the barrel.
Now talk about the area. So he's pointing to the front of the ribbed area there.
Yeah. So that section right here needs to be between 980 and 995 in diameter. It should be about the same size as the barrel extension. This is important. There's a lot of barrel manufacturers right now that are cutting this area down a lot more than it needs to be, simply because they can. But we're designing this to work with mil-spec style barrels.
Are they doing that to cut down on weight or?
Yeah, material? And it's mostly in the 9. Yeah, it's mostly in the 9 millimeter. A standard barrel nut doesn't need all of that, and the 9 millimeter doesn't need all that barrel. Gotcha. Doesn't need all that thickness. So what they're doing is they're cutting that barrel way down, and that's great if you're just going to screw it onto the front of a receiver.
Yeah.
But if you want to use the takedown, we've got to have some meat for that barrel coupling and wedge to lock down on, and so it's got to be in that mil-spec range, about 1 inch up from the barrel extension.
Gotcha. So, and again, we talked a lot of law enforcement and military kind of purpose and use for these, but for civilian use, again, I think you guys are getting the picture and the idea. And I started off mentioning truck guns. These are perfect setup for your truck gun. So for those who like to carry more than just their concealed carry pistol with them in their vehicles when they travel, which I do, I've always got a truck gun with me. These are ideal to be able to get them out of sight kind of deal. So stuff underneath a seat to put in a backpack like Joe was saying, or if you've got, you can see over here to my bottom, I've got these Kraken cases. Kraken makes nice hard cases with their proprietary foam in there. And I mean, I don't know if they're going to make one a little bit bigger, but they've got different size cases. But Pelican case. There's all kinds of different companies that make these cases. You could put it in one of these hard cases also. Some of your larger trucks, their consoles, their center consoles have so much space in them. You could fit this in, a center console as well.
So that's, I think Rated Red did a video for us a while back, and in it, there's Lance stars in that one, and in it, he's opening up the center console and pulling out a gun with a folding stock, and puts it together. So yeah, it's very compact. I like it. So my trunk gun, it sits over in the corner of the trunk. If I've got some nosy Nancy walking by at the grocery store and she looks in my trunk, she doesn't see a rifle case there. there's a little bag over in the corner.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't alarm anybody, which is really a plus.
It is, but then also, you say nosy Nancy's. You got people that like to surf the parking lots and, like you said, peek through windows and see if somebody's got a gun, sitting there. And it just doesn't.
Right.
And with a backpack like this, it just doesn't scream firearm.
Right.
The bag that I've got, it looks like it would be like a snowboard bag or something like that. Very gray man, doesn't scream, I've got a gun in here, kind of deal.
Right. And if you go with the folding stock, it goes. We used to do our shows with a DeWalt tool bag. That was about 9 inches by 6 inches by 7 inches high, and a complete gun in there, and it just blows people's minds.
Yeah. Now with my bag, I wanted mine big enough to where I could carry all 3 of my calibers, all 3 of my barrels.
Right.
So I've got a little bit bigger than just your normal. Like I said, it's like a snowboard size bag, and I can get my 3 barrels. And I did an Instagram video on it not too long ago. Well, I guess it was last time we did it. How long ago was that? Like 2 years ago. But it can carry those. It can carry the ammo for each one, so the magazines, and then of course I need a bolt for my 6.5 Grendel, and a suppressor, and it'll hold some more gear too. But it's still compact. It's a sling bag, goes over my shoulder, and I can carry all that. And then with Mission First, their new larger bag that they have, their Acro bags. I can get all that in one of those bags too. So, and I've got the Instagram up right now, and that Easton was going through and showing, if you're carrying that backpack, how easy it is to deploy.
Yeah, it just comes around right like that, and he's not using the lanyard for the gas tube protector.
Yeah.
And I have to apologize. That's actually my stainless steel barrel with 45-degree offset sights. That's what was catching as he was coming out. It's not really what you'd use for standard duty. Sure,
and again, the majority of the people, our listeners, we do have a lot of law enforcement, military, but this is going to be personal carry kind of stuff, and they may want to have those sights on there, but it's just something that if that's an issue, then for quick deployment, you get a different bag, you get a different setup. But that's how you go and you train with it. You train with it, and that way you're going to know.
Correct. Yeah, you have to keep that in mind as you accessorize the gun. And in a perfect world, that bag would have been there's different spacers in that bag that you can set it up so that the barrel comes out faster and better than what he did for that video. But that's all controllable by the user. And like you said, training.
But that gives you the versatility to still be able to do this and customize it and set it up to what works best for you.
Correct.
On your intended use. So if you want a short barrel and you want a mid barrel and you want a long barrel setup, or you could have, I'm just doing 3 here. You could have 100 different barrels for this. It's limitless, and you're not having to buy all those guns. It's all done from one AR-15 upper lower combination. Now again, like we said before, depending on the caliber, you're going to have to change your magazine. There might be a bolt change. There might even be a spring change that you might need to do to get your gun to run properly too, depending on the load that you're going to be shooting.
Right. It just brings another whole layer of versatility to that platform. It's already a tremendous platform for customization.
Yeah.
But this just really takes it to the next level.
I was trying to find mine. I think you guys posted it a while back. You reshared it. It's probably way down. There's our SHOT Show, or NRA. Is that NRA or SHOT Show?
Yep.
At the Kel-Tec booth. See, there's your little tool bag.
Yep.
that you're talking about. See how small that
Yep.
bag is. And then Easton is just wham, bam, ba-boom. And that's not
And
even
there you go.
See, he had the folding pistol brace stock on that.
Right.
And folded that, took the barrel off, and that looks like it might be like a 7-inch barrel.
It is.
And all that fits in, like you said, it looks like a little
A lunch pail size bag.
lunch pail size bag, yeah. DeWalt, I think that's what we were calling DeWalt.
Well, so
Tool
yeah,
bag.
so the original one we used was a DeWalt tool bag. That was actually one that we had developed for us. Like I said, I've been told that there's really no way for, except on, large ships in the Navy, there's really no way for them to stow long arms like this. And that bag was developed. It's got Velcro on the side so that you could actually have 6 or 7 rifles up against the wall, just Velcroed to the wall. You can just pull it down when you need it.
Yeah. I was looking for I'm not going to be able to find that post that I did.
Yeah,
it's way on down the line here, but
that's the curse of Instagram and everything else is you got to keep putting fresh stuff up.
It's fresh stuff, and the old stuff's there forever. I guess you could go and delete that stuff. I don't know. I've never gone and done that. But their Instagram, you can go to their Instagram, and it's at leotakedown.com. There's all kinds of media there that they have, so go check them out there. Follow them, give them a follow, give them a like. And then, of course, on their website, too. When you go to their website, there's a newsletter that you can sign up for, email notifications. When you first go to their website, sign up there, too, when you do that. And their website is just www.leotakedown.com. As I'm showing there. Let me remove that camera because that camera's not doing anything for us anymore.
Yeah, I think it went to sleep.
It went to sleep. That's okay. We were done with it anyway, I think. Yep. So let's do some listener questions now, Joe. And then we're going to, after our listener questions and we give away the prizes for today, we're going to announce another giveaway that Joe's going to be bringing to you guys, LEO Takedown, to where you're going to have the opportunity to win one of their new systems. Pretty cool. What do we do here at the Talking Lead podcast? We take care of our listeners. That's what we do. Our friends of the show, our sponsors, they take care of you guys with discount codes, which Leo has given you guys. He refreshed it, got you a new code. It's TL10, and you get 10% off anything on their website, which is right there, as you see. So let's go to Instagram. I always do this on Instagram, so if you don't have an Instagram account, when I do our listener question post, then obviously you can't take part. So there you go. Another reason for you to get one. Make up an account. Get a fake account so you can take part. All right, so let's see how many we've got now. I think when I read this before, we had about 12 or 13. So we got, and we were going to do that live. I forgot to do the live, didn't I? We didn't do the live.
Yep.
Oh, well. That's what you get. You got to pay attention, guys. Always be watching there's a setting that you can go on your Instagram, and whenever I make a new post, it'll let you know. And I know that some of you have done that in the past, but Instagram, for some reason, will automatically turn that off. So you got to go and check your settings. So if you haven't seen anything from me in a while, that's why. So go and reactivate that little button that says you want to hear and see stuff that Talking Lead post and LEO. All right. First question. I'm going to go newest first. Jerry Black. Jerry Black has stepped up his participation lately. I've been seeing Jerry Black on here more than in recent times here. So welcome back, Jerry. Have you started work on pistons yet? 300 Blackout or Pioneer Help Up with arm brace for truck gun? So I think we got several questions here that are dealing with the AKs and pistons. So let's talk a little bit. Let's address that.
So in theory, the Leo Takedown doesn't care whether it's a piston or a gas, in theory. The issue is, again, since we're designed off of a mil-spec style AR, the gas tube hole is, 0.5 0.25, quarter of an inch. And I believe that's right. Whatever the gas tube size, that's the same size hole that's in the upper receiver. As long as the piston is under that size, there's no reason why it wouldn't work. Now, the issue becomes the add-on piston companies are using the front of the receiver as a capture for the spring on the piston. And of course, if you take the barrel off, you lose the capture and you lose the spring. So it's not a good design to use for a removable barrel rifle. There is one company, the name escapes me for the moment, and I'm going to get lead piped for this, I'm sure. There is a company that uses a capture on the gas block that would work. It's a gas tube size piston. The capture of the piston is being done up at the gas block, and that should work with the Leo system. But some of these others that have a larger piston require a half-inch size hole to go through the upper. They're not going to work. Or if they require that the front of the receiver becomes the capture for the piston spring, it's just a design incompatibility on those particular models.
Sure.
I want to say it's Adams Arms has one that uses the barrel nut, which would work, except that their spring perch on the gas piston, because our barrel nut moves an inch forward, you would have to mill that spring notch down about an inch. And I don't know how that piston's hardened. I don't know if milling it down is actually something that can be done on that part, because I don't know. You'd have to get with the folks.
When it comes to altering or anything like that, you guys aren't covering your product at that point. So
yeah, that's outside of our.
Yeah, let's not get into that. Let's not get into that.
I'm just telling you what we've observed from pulling stuff apart and because people ask, will this work? And we want everything to work, but everybody and their brother is making parts these days, so it's kind of hard to keep on top. We get a lot of questions about which rail will work.
Yeah, but if they have questions, if you guys have questions, about their product, what will work, what won't work, you can email them.
We'll answer.
Just go to their website. There's a link there where you can get in touch with them, and or hit them a message up on the grams there if you're on the grams. But otherwise, go to the website that I've got there on the screen, leotakedown.com, and you can get in touch with them there. Nikolai Abplanap, as far as the calibers go for your conversion kits, are there any that the system can't handle due to pressure or recoil? Looking forward to the episode. Should be another great one.
No, there isn't.
Recoil's not a problem. Full auto's not a problem.
Yeah. Full auto's not a problem. We actually have, and I don't know if we covered this earlier, but the upper receiver actually has, and I don't know if you can see it there, right there.
Let me take.
We've got little tabs so that once this is turned, the slip ring will not move back. So that locks the barrel in. In order to remove it, you have to line up
let me do
the holes that we have with that. Yep, there you go. So you've got an older model that used the Allen screws, but yeah, so that's got to be lined up. So when you move that out of position, the barrel is locked in place. There's no way for that ring to come back and lose the barrel. Right. So we recommend that for the higher calibers because the recoil, that is a spring in there, and the recoil can make that spring bounce a little bit. But all you have to do is turn it a quarter turn, and it can't move.
Yep. Next question.
So yeah, it works with all the current calibers for the 5.56.
Tennessean, the ability to swap back and forth between 300 blackout and 5.56 for short and longer engagements while using a can for hearing protection would be the thing I would consider. Perhaps a 9-inch 300 blackout and a 16-inch.
Need new glasses.
Huh? You like my glasses? I got one side that's broke. So yeah. My headphones are holding them on there. I had to spend all my money on cameras. I can't afford new glasses now. Everything.
Oh, you're muted.
Anything for you, Led.
You're muted.
Oh, am I muted? How did I get muted?
I have no idea.
That was weird.
When you brought the phone up, you went silent.
Okay, crazy. But anyway, yeah, I was like, I spent all my money on cameras now. I don't have any money left to fix my glasses. It said perhaps a 9mm 300 blackout and a 16-inch 5.56, both utilizing a 30 cal can. So that would be old Tennessean's ideal truck gun setup, and you can do that with this system. So
you can,
not a problem. Corey Big Bird, I think the Pioneer Arms Grom underfolder would make a great truck gun, but maybe I'm just eccentric. Either way, Pioneer Arms for life. There you go. Pioneer Arms, the sponsor of the Talking Lead AK Corner this year, and we are giving away guns on the AK Corner. We've already given away one. We gave away a PPS 43 last month's episode, February's episode, a limited edition, one of 100. And then this next episode, this month's episode, AK Corner, we're giving away a 5.56. I don't know if it's going to be an underfolder, but it's going to be one of their 5.56 AKs. It's going to be done up, customized just for you lead heads. It'll be like one of one kind of deal. There won't be any others like it. And if you want to know how you can win that, you go to the last month's AK Corner, and I tell you what you need to do. And you've got until the 18th. I've extended it. So you've got till March 18th to give me your answers, to get your answers in, your participation, everything that we're asking you to do. So you've got until the 18th, March 18th, because I'm having to push this month's episode back because of things. But it's going to be it's not going to drop the 15th this month. So it gives you a little more time. All right, next question. Flood munitions or comment. Ideal truck gun would be a 20mm anti-aircraft Vulcan cannon mounted to the bed. That would be a truck gun, right?
Yeah. What is that guy's name? I want to subscribe to his newsletter.
Flood Munitions. That's the guy. You've met him. You've met Evan. He does our social media.
Oh, okay.
And he ran the cameras and stuff at NRA and SHOT Show. The tall blonde-haired dude. Good kid. He said, but I hear they are tough to acquire, so an LEO takedown rifle would be my next choice. And that's something that we need to maybe clarify, is that you guys don't sell complete rifles. You're not a gun manufacturer. This is an accessory that is completely legal to have. It can be shipped straight to your door. You don't need an FFL for this product, the LEO takedown system. But they have made it easier by including an upper with the coupler already installed.
It is so much easier to install now.
I can tell you it's worth the extra $40 or whatever it is from buying just the...
Yeah, you'll spend that much for an upper receiver.
Yeah, exactly. B. Hurst, does your company have anything in the AK department going on or ideas of tinkering or AR only? I mean, we got a bunch of AK heads that listen to the show, Joe. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But AK is always on the brain, and we've seen the AK come a long way in the ability to be more modular and the accessories that are available for it. So maybe not out of the realm of possibility that you guys look into maybe a system that might be compatible with the AK. But as far as this one goes, it's not going to work with an AK.
Yeah. So one of the things, the differences between the AK and the AR is the AR governs headspace with the bolt and the barrel extension, which is attached to the barrel. The AK governs headspace between the front trunnion and the barrel, which are two different pieces. So if I had a quick release for the rivets on the front of the AK, where I could just pop these out and pull the barrel off, I would have to. It would just be very tough to figure out a way to get that back exactly where it needs to be. I'd have to have an instant riveter to rivet it back in place I know some folks have worked with trying to use screws through there. So, it might be possible, but you're basically lining up two separate parts. And it's real important that those parts get lined up exactly right, because if that headspace is off, you got issues.
Yeah.
It's the AK wasn't meant to be that modular, but there's always a way. Perhaps
there's a way.
Where there's a will, there's a way. Maybe using an AR style barrel extension in an AK and an AR style bolt. Anything's possible, or even an AK bolt that's just got a barrel extension that uses the same.
And we've got some smart listeners. I bet one of them be able to figure it out.
Yeah,
figure something out. But that'd be like a cool invention if you could invent a rivet, automatic rivet gun. That would be nice. I mean, not just for your product, but just to have in general for AK builders. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Mustang Perry.
Well, anything.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And I was going to say anything can be done, just not necessarily with the way we do it.
Hey, Leadheads, Dwight Settle with Seal One. Just here to talk to you and tell you a little bit about our product. Seal One CLP Plus is a bio-based, non-toxic product. It comes in a paste, liquid, aerosol, and pre-saturated bore-specific patches called sealskins. They all do the same thing, just different methods of application. The best way to use our product is to start with a clean firearm. There's two reasons why I say that. First, you start with the Seal One CLP Plus by field stripping your firearm and covering the entire firearm inside and out, bore, barrel, everything with the Seal One CLP Plus. You'll see how easy it spreads around. You'll want to wait about 15 to 20 minutes. Then you come back and you want to wipe it all off. So you see how easy it is to put on and remove. And the second reason we say to use a clean firearm is you'll find that it's not clean. We're going to pull out more carbon that's been left behind with whatever product you've been using before. Okay, it takes about 3 cleanings. So I like to say a clean shoot, clean shoot, clean shoot, just normal usage before the Seal One CLP Plus has removed whatever product that you were using before and has seasoned the firearm. It's kind of like breaking in a cast iron skillet. And after that first cleaning, you will notice a difference. And with each successive cleaning, you will find that it gets easier and easier to clean. Seal One CLP Plus is a dry lubricant and is designed to work as such. You will find that malfunctions are virtually eliminated when used properly, because the majority of all malfunctions are caused to carbon buildup. And with the Seal One CLP Plus, the carbon does not build up. Seal One CLP Plus is safe on all metals, plastics, composites, polymers, rubber, wood, and leather. Seal One CLP Plus is a one-and-done formulation. No other products are required or needed to clean and lubricate and protect your firearm. That's why we say Seal One and done. Seal One is a proud sponsor of the Talking Lead podcast and the Leadhead Brigade. Use the code LEADHEAD for a 25% off discount.
J. Edgar Paradox, badass. I'm ready to listen. What's your go-to place to shelf your truck gun? Do's and don'ts. So that's a good question. We kind of addressed this earlier. Is we want to keep it out of sight.
Out of sight.
When you're not in the vehicle with it, you definitely want to keep it out of sight. You want to keep it. We did the last AK corner on camouflage. So by camouflaging, by putting it in a nondescript bag, gray man, we say gray man, a gray man container bag, putting it underneath a seat somewhere or in between the seats, if you've got enough space. Some of these larger trucks, you can have the space to do that. Maybe even some sort of a holster device. We've got all kinds of innovative holsters now for vehicles to where you can mount for your pistols, under the dashboard, next to your console, under the seat, on the door. I probably wouldn't mount mine on the door somewhere, because when you open your door and whatnot, it might be.
So I don't know if you, the German police in their old patrol cars, they're like 1980 series, 5 series sedans. actually had MP5s in the door panels. Their BMW made a door panel that had the imprint of an MP5.
That is
with
cool.
Straps to hold it in place.
That is cool. I would want that.
If you do a Google search for that image, you'll see it.
That's cool.
It's a really cool thing.
Now another thing, when you were talking about that, it was right on the tip of my tongue. When you brought it to BMW, it threw it away. Oh, us being old men, we had our old man gripe earlier.
Right.
Is I remember when you could just mount those bastards to your back windshield, and just throw them up there and not have to worry about somebody stealing your gun or some Karen calling the police because you got a gun in your back window. Those days are long gone, but I think probably maybe in some spots of Texas or maybe even Tennessee, I don't know, you can still do that, get away with it.
I remember in high school, every guy who drove a pickup truck to school had guns in the back window.
Yeah, that's how you knew the bubbas. That's how you knew the bubbas from the jocks from the nerds.
Right, and half the time the cars weren't even locked. I mean, it's crazy what we've come to.
Yeah, because you're just like, that guy's got a gun, and if I touch his property, he's going to kick my ass.
Well, it's that. So you touched on something. I want to, if I may, just hit this real quick.
Good. Fear is not a bad thing, but go ahead.
Yeah. So you talked about the keeping it in the vehicle. This is one of my pet peeves. The single biggest place guns get stolen is out of cars.
Yeah.
So if you're going in for the night, take it with you. I see if you're around town or whatnot, make it such that you can take it easily out.
Great point.
And carry it with you into the house and then back into the car. Don't leave it outside at night because someone will smash your window just to rustle around.
Great point.
And it's not going to make any difference whether it's hidden or not. They're going to look.
Yeah. I'm glad you brought that up too, because that is an excellent point. Is if you're going to have a truck gun, obviously you want it with you when you're going to be in the vehicle. But if you're not going to be in the vehicle, if you have the opportunity and you can, take it out of the vehicle. Don't leave it in the vehicle.
And this is where camouflage comes in. You talked about the bag that you had. I've used a tennis racket bag to carry stuff indiscreetly in and out of the house. Anything like that will work, just so that someone's watching you. They can't. They're not going to get any information that way. So yeah, again, that's just one of my pet peeves. Is people leaving stuff in cars. It's just not a secure place. Well, there you go.
So this is my bag.
Snowboard bag.
Yeah, I forgot I had it sitting right over there. So, kind of looks like a snowboard or tennis racket bag, like you were talking about. Which not a highly. Somebody sees this and they're thinking, oh, it's a tennis racket. I'm not going to get a whole lot of money, so it's not worth me breaking into this dude's car, for that. But it gives me plenty of space for, it's got this extra pocket to put my mags. I could get all my barrels in here and the upper, lower, an optic, a suppressor, silencer, plus some other stuff too if I wanted to. But just a great bag, sling bag, and then. If let's say I'm traveling and I'm going to a hotel, I'm not going to leave this in my car. I'm going to put this on, putting it, with my little bag, cart or whatever, if I've got a bunch of bags, I usually do because I got my equipment and everything with me. And it's not setting off any alarms from the people at the hotel or anything like that either. So, they don't see a gun case. Oh, he's got guns and whatnot. So very discreet. Bag doesn't shout, and this is a VanQuest bag. VanQuest makes really good bags. I like VanQuest bags too. So to answer his question, I guess what was his question?
Best place. Best place to hide the gun.
Oh yeah, do's, don'ts, kind of thing. So, any other do's, don'ts that you would recommend?
Just if it's going to be outside at night, take it in with you.
Yeah.
That's the best place for it, right next to you.
Know your laws. I don't know
your laws.
If some states you're not able to carry a long gun in a car. I don't know. I know you can do it here.
Yeah, all of this advice is contingent upon your local.
Yeah,
your local law.
We're not attorneys, and
we are not attorneys. And
I'm not encouraging
you
to break the law, even though I might. That's completely your call.
This is all about keeping safe and within the law.
Yeah. Mustang Perry, welcome back. Are there any piston conversions that work with your takedown system? Looking forward to the show. We talked about that. Bonafide breed. If it were to come down to 5.56 300 blackout, which would make the superior option for a truck gun? The superior option is the one you have and the one you're comfortable with, and either one's going to make an excellent truck gun. But I would go with 300 blackout. That's just and that's what I.
Well, your self
or it doesn't matter with the LEO with the Leo takedown. You can have both, or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 different.
There you go.
So that's what's the great thing about this system is you don't have to make a choice.
That's right. Well, you do when you put the barrel
in. Well, yeah, when you put the barrel in, that's true. And the magazine and the bolt. Giddy up. Are these only limited to calibers in your imagination? Is it really as simple as installing your own barrel in your caliber of choice and moving on? Cool. Welcome back from the Leadhead Brigade, Joe.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. And yeah, it really is. That's the beauty of the modularity of the AR platform is that everything with the barrel, everything with the caliber is on the barrel. It's the barrel extension and the barrel that determine what's going to fire through it.
Yeah.
So that and the bolt, and those are all easily replaceable now. The bolt's always been easy to pull out and swap something else
as
in.
Long as they make a barrel for it and it's designed for an AR-15 upper lower, then you're good to go. Ryan, let's make sure I got that. That was Giddy Up. Ryan Reisner, is this a better solution than just having dedicated uppers? And, we kind of talked about that. Seems like it. I bet it makes cleaning easier also. Looking forward to the podcast. That's another good point. Yeah, it pop that off and
it makes
cleaning's really easy.
It's very easy. You've got full access to that barrel extension now. You can get all in there, get it all cleaned out.
Yeah, and we talked about just popping your upper and switching out versus this. It's
right.
Going to be.
You've got another 8.5 inches of length to deal with.
It's more compact. It's going to be quicker for one. It's a lot quicker, and versatile, and then of course compact. Pacific Northwesterner. It depends on your needs, but in my opinion, you want something with a short barrel and folding or collapsing. I love my Zastava M92 underfolder as a truck gun. Excellent truck gun. Yeah. But I think, truck guns, you typically think of shorter barrels in my mind. When I'm thinking a truck gun, this is my truck gun. But not necessarily, and that's the great thing with this system is you can do mid-range, long-range, short barrels. So, but again,
we just
laws come into play. So make sure if you're going to go under 16 inches, you've got the right lower setup. X-Tar EP9. It's incredibly lightweight, and I've not experienced a failure well past 5,000 rounds on my Gen 1. So we were talking about that earlier. I don't know what that is. I got to look that up. EXTAR EP9. It looks like it's a pistol. Okay. Yeah, basically it's let me share my screen here. Share screen. It's basically a short-barreled AR is what it is. Looks like a 7, 8 inch, something like that.
Oh, 9mm.
Yeah, with a 9mm. But I don't know that that's your mil spec upper lower combination?
Yeah, so it gets kind of dicey with the 9s.
Yeah, because look at that goes all the way up the rail. So that would fall in that. It goes past but that's not the handguard.
Yeah, can you zoom that in?
I'm trying. It just gave me a blank screen. That picture didn't come up, so let's go here. Let's just go to their main website, XTAR USA, EXTAR, and I've never heard of these guys before, so.
That looks like a standard AR upper.
Let's see, firearms.
Might be a slick side.
Get somebody's hand out of the way. Here we go. Here's a picture of one.
So that is a side charger. If that side charger goes forward of the barrel or forward of the barrel extension, then it wouldn't work.
Yeah, it looks a little quirky to me. I don't know. But I don't think he's asking is if your system works with this. He's just saying this is what he prefers for his.
So deal. And this is what we were talking about. The 9mm. Yeah, it's the great Wild West. Everybody's coming out with something different, and they're tweaking the dimensions of the platform such that you no longer have a standard to deviate from or to build off of.
Sure.
When you start getting down that path.
I think that was all the questions that we have. Make sure I didn't miss anybody here. So as of this recording, the questions that are here, this is what we've got. So thank everyone for participating on the short notice. Really good participation. I wasn't expecting this many questions, so that's great. So giveaway time, Joe.
Giveaway time.
Bum, bum, bum. So we're going to save the LEO swag pack. You're going to do a backpack. You're going to do one of your backpacks, a hat, and a shirt.
Yes, sir.
For this episode. And then we're going to give away Mission First, Drinky Drink, or Dump Tray. You'll get one or the other. And then a Seal One and Done complete CLP gun cleaning kit. And I typically will have a kit here, but I opened my kit and I'm using it. So I got to have him send me another one. So let's go with we'll start off with the Mission First, Drinky Drink. And let's just do a random, and I'm going to go newest to last. So pick a number between, or if you've got a random number generator, Joe, that you could pull up on your phone maybe, or your laptop.
Let's see.
14, between 1 and 14. Or 0 and 14, I guess. I don't know how you got to plug them in. But I'm going with newest comments to oldest. That's how I'm doing
it. All right. Let's see. And the answer is 2.
2. Nikolai Abplanap. So you are the winner of a Mission First item. Again, it'll just be at the choosing. I'll let them choose what they send you, a drink or a tray or I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what you got. All right, next giveaway, we're going to do the Seal One and Done complete gun cleaning kit. Seal1.com, code LEADHEAD, 25% off. And what is that number, Joe?
That number is number 9.
9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think it's 9. Bonafide breed. If it were to come down to 5.56 300 blackout, which would make the superior option for a truck gun? So, Bonafide breed, you are the winner. The Seal One. And winners, email me, talkingled@gmail.com. I need your address and tell me what you won. It's important that you tell me what you won and that you give me your mailing address. And my email is somewhere here. There it is. There's my email, talkingled@gmail.com. All right, now. What's that?
It's important that we put that one in.
It's important. Next, the Leo Takedown bag and hat and shirt. So we're going to need your shirt size on this, whoever the winner is for this. And the winner is... Or did you have a favorite question that you wanted to award it to?
No, they were all good. Let's go with number 5.
Okay. 1, 2. I'm going to read the names. Jerry Black's number 1. Nikolai Abplanap 2. Old Tennessean 3. Corey Big Bird 4. And you said 5?
Mm-hmm.
Flood Munitions. Looky there, Floody. Floody has won the backpack, the hat,
awesome,
and the shirt. So email me, Floody. TalkingLed@gmail. You know my email. You know how it works. Send it. All you winners, send it. So congratulations to our winners, and thanks to everyone for participating. Again, you know how this works. It's completely random. We pick random winners for the most part. Sometimes we'll pick favorite questions or something like that. But you have to participate. So when I make a post, interact with it. If I'm asking for questions or comments, you got to make a post on there. If I ask you to go like and share and do all that, you got to do that. That's how we pick our winners. So make sure you're doing that. Participate, listen, and win. And I don't contact winners, Joe. If they don't contact me, they got to contact me. I don't reach out to you and just send your prize. So you got to be listening.
So I tell you what, since he was kind of tied in, you want to just hit another random number and give someone else a shot at that at the Leo pack. We'll send the second one out.
Okay.
What the heck?
You gonna do 2? Look at you go.
Why not?
Look at the generosity. I mean, Floody does get a lot of stuff, but he is also. That's how we. He's a listener. He's a diehard listener. He listens to the show,
right?
And he's good. But yeah,
because we'd have given him one anyway. So let's.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it. Random number generator. It can't be somebody who's already won either. So if you
right,
can't be Nikolai, and it can't be whoever won the lube there. Bonafide.
Number 10.
Number 10. I'll just start at the bottom because there was 14. So I'll start at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, I miscount. 2, 3, 4, 5. My thumb, I hit my thumb there. And it went like, phoo.
You shouldn't have to take your shoes off for this one.
3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10. Giddy up. Giddy up, long-time leadhead, long-time listener. Are these only limited to calibers in your imagination? Is it really as simple as installing your own barrel in caliber of choice and moving on? Huh, cool.
It is just that simple.
Welcome back. So there you go. Giddy up. You also win a bag, a cap, and a T-shirt. Need your shirt size? Email me, talkingled@gmail.com. All the winners, tell me what you won. Gonna need your mailing address for the LEO stuff. I'll forward that on to Joe, and he'll get that out to you. So very good, great participation, and thank you for the extra giveaway. But then, speaking of extra giveaways, we've got another giveaway that we're going to do with LEO Takedown lead heads. So you want one of these systems? You want one of their takedown systems? Let me, as we're talking about it here,
our brand new integrated upper receiver takedown.
Stop screen, share screen. I'm still not quick on the draw with these screen shares. So. And this one right here, this is your website. So here's their website, Leadheads, for our viewing audience. You go to leotakedown.com, okay? And I should probably refresh it. Let me refresh it because I want to get that pop up. So there we go. So here's what you got to do to be eligible for their new LEO takedown system. And it's gonna be the package with the backpack and all that. Is that the one we're giving away?
Yeah, we'll do a backpack and a Leo takedown.
And the new
integrated upper
with the upper integrated upper. Nice. So here's what you got to do. So you got to go to their website. You got to visit leotakedown.com. Okay, leadheads? Got to go to their website. And then when you go to the website for the first time, it's join the list. Okay? It's just asking for your email address, and they do email notifications, or if they've got, specials, they're not going to inundate you with a bunch of emails. So put your email in there. You're fine. They're not going to sell it or share it, anything like that. Hit the sign up button. You'll get a little confirmation check that says you're signed up. While you're there, you might as well just go ahead and browse their website. Okay. Hit the shop. Click on the shop and then see their product. So you can get the LEO Takedown Integrate Upper just by itself. This is what we're going to be giving away right here, the LEO Takedown Integrate Upper with bag and extra coupling. This one right here, right?
That's a 5. Well, just with one coupling. But
one coupling.
That is a
okay.
With one coupling.
One coupling, not two couplings.
Well, not two couplings.
Is there one with just one? Is this one?
That's it.
Okay, this is the one right here. My bad. And right now, so Joe, let me ask you this. So we've got a discount code.
Yep.
You got a sale on these already. Will the discount code work with the sale price?
Yes.
So smoking deal right now, Leadheads. You can get the bag and the LEO integrated upper system $399 right now, plus an additional 10% off if you use the code TL.
10% off. That's a $450 value.
Yeah. Great deal. Smoking deal right there. So go to their website, sign up for that, follow them on Instagram, and they've got a link down at the bottom right on their website for their Instagram. Click on that link, go and follow them on Instagram. Like all their posts. That way they'll know you followed. They see all these likes from you leadheads. Just go through and like the first 10, 15, 20, whatever. Just inundate them with likes on there. So follow them on Instagram. And then earlier in this episode, we gave the name of the owner and a military machine that he operated. I'm trying not to make it too obvious. We want his name. The guy who invented the LEO takedown system, the owner of the company, and he was in the military, what branch he was in, and the machinery he operated. Is that a good trivia question, Joe? You like that?
That's a good trivia question. I think that's a good trivia question.
Okay. And you email that to me, talkingled@gmail.com, and in the subject needs to be LEO takedown contest. LEO contest. LEO takedown contest. And the way it's going to be a random. So everybody who signs up for the newsletter, and they can look and see if you've signed up or not. Follow it on the grams, and you get the right answers. Name of the owner, military branch he served in, and the machinery he operated. Or vehicle. Maybe we say vehicle. I don't know.
Yeah, close enough.
Yeah. Get all those rights. Email me that. And then somewhere around mid-April, one of the mid-April shows, we'll hop on Instagram or we'll make the announcement on the show. I mean, we will make the announcement on the show, but we might also hop on Instagram to announce it. But again, we do not contact the winner. So if you win this, you have to be a listener to the show. You have to listen to the show. And don't email me and say, hey, I can't find the answer in your show. I listened and I couldn't find it. Can you give me a hint or blah, blah. Just there's also, I think, isn't there a thing about on your website? Can you go there and does it give that info? I'm not sure, but you got to listen to the show. We give it at the first of the show.
No, that it's not on the website.
Okay. And I don't know if we gave his last name. Did we give his last name?
We didn't. First name is fine.
Okay, so just first name. And I said it a few times, and Joe said it, so should be pretty obvious. I make this easy. I mean, it's pretty easy. So just do the things. Email me your answers, and we're good to go. We're good to go. Then we'll pick the winner like mid-April, like I said, be on one of the episodes. So, Joe, thank you so much for taking the time to be on, taking care of the lead heads here. And this new, I like it, man, because we did do like the old setup, and this is definitely going to make it a lot easier to install, where you're not going to have to go to a gunsmith and get it done, because I just didn't have the tools. I just didn't have the tools, and again, I didn't have the knowledge of actually what we were doing. So it was great that you came down to Nashville and we got the opportunity to hands-on. I mean, I built all these couplers, all three of these couplers, and I did it all myself at Roll Range.
Yeah, we've got the photographic proof.
We got the video to prove it. Now, there might have been a gunsmith on hand to to help out, but yeah. But I remember we got that tube, and we did the tube, the PVC pipe that you were talking about, to be able to lock it into place, and that was very helpful. But guys, visit them on their website. It's leotakedown.com. Follow them on the Instagrams. There's a link on their website that'll take you right to it, or you go to @LeoTakedown. They've got a YouTube channel. They've got some videos there. Their website also has some videos, how-to demonstrations. But very cool, man. I love it. I like to see innovation. I like to see companies who don't just sit on their product that they invented. They continually improve it and make it better, make it more user-friendly. Instead of adding all these facial recognitions and thumbprints and, it's actually more user-friendly, and it does everything you say it's going to do. And you guys,
yes,
we didn't talk about warranty. You guys stand behind your product. Talk about the warranty.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, if you got any kind of issue, just give us a call, and we'll make sure that we get you squared away.
There you go. There you go, Leadheads. And make sure you follow all our sponsors and buy their products and use these discount codes. Mission First Tactical, Leadhead, 20% off. Mean Arms, Talking Lead, you get 10% off Mean Arms. Seal1.com, use the code Leadhead, you're going to get 25% off. Whiskey River Beef, the best tasting cow you're ever going to put in your mouth, whether it's a burger, a steak, ribs, whatever it may be, whatever cut you want. You go to Whiskey River Beef. Talking Lead 10, you're going to get 10% off. And there was my toe with that upper. Prentice and I are going to be going down, visit Ton, and we're probably going to do some shooting of the Firebird targets, and eating and cooking different cuts of beef. So that's coming up later this year. But go to Firebird Targets, use the code Talking Lead, get 15% off Firebird Targets. Kraken Cases, we were talking about them earlier. You can go there. Talking Lead, I think it's still Talking Lead, but I think he upped it to 15%. So you get 15% off Kraken Cases. Kraken, I'm sorry. It's Kraken Cases. Kraken. I just feel like I'm saying a dirty word when I say Kraken. Lockdown, for these awesome walls that I've got my guns displayed on there. You can go to Lockdown, secure, lockdown.com. Leadhead, 15% off. And, of course, Kel-Tec, sponsors of Talking Lead Podcast for many, many years now. They are going to take care of you Leadheads with anything in their web store, non-firearm related. It could be accessories, or not firearm related, but non-firearms. It could be firearm related. Any of their accessories, any of their shirts, any of their hats, anything they got other than firearms. Leadhead, 15% off. I've been trying to get him to up that to 20. Maybe I can get those cheap bastards to get it up to 20. And Fire Force Ventures, which we had Hank on the last AK corner, and they've got those different camo pattern clothes. They've got like the Rhodesian is what they specialize in. But go check out Fire Force Ventures, Leadhead, 15% off there. And then any of our AK-47 logoed apparel, or AK Corner logoed apparel, you go to Factory 47, use the code LEADHEAD, 10% off there. We got all kinds of discount codes, Joe. Taking care of our listeners. No other podcast takes care of their listeners like Talking Lead. And ASP USA, use the code LEADHEAD, and you probably need to go there, Joe, and get you a flashlight. ASP-USA, LEADHEAD, 20% off any of their products there. Their handcuffs, their batons, police batons. That's not one of their flashlights, but their flashlights are awesome. They're dual fuel. You can USB charge them. You can put regular batteries in them. They work. Awesome flashlights there. And now, Leadheads, we've got another discount code for you with LEO Takedown. You can go to LEO Takedown, and thanks to Joe, even on the sale items that they've got, you can use this code. You can't stack codes, so like if you're military and you get a code and you can't stack them, but they still work with the sale price, which is even better. You can use the code TL10, and you get 10% off LEO Takedown. There it is right there on the screen. Just like
TL10, that's it.
Just like it says on the screen there. I knew I had a graphic for that. But there you go. Taking care of you, Leadheads. And I appreciate you guys being patient with me putting out another episode. I've had a learning curve with my video equipment. I've been just knee-deep trying to get this stuff learned so that I can bring you better productions. And when I go on the road, that's the thing, is be able to bring this video to you guys and the experience so you can experience everything that I'm experiencing. And we're going to test it all out coming up on the next Talking Lead AK Corner, which for that giveaway, you've got until the 18th to get me the answers for that. We're going to be giving away a Pioneer Arms 5.56 AK-47 customized. I've got one over there somewhere on that board. But there you go. And it's going to be a later AK Corner. It's not going to be the 15th, so that's why you're getting till the 18th to give us the answers. Joe, any parting words for our Leadheads?
Just have a great weekend. Have a great week.
And visit LEO Takedown.
Visit LeoTakedown.com. Yes, sir.
Yeah, Leo
Go
Takedown.
get your Leo Takedown kit.
There you go. Or bag or shirt.
Or bag or
whatever.
Yeah, just wear that card out.
Just get some.
Just get some.
Just get some, dadgummit. All right, Leadheads, until the next episode, I want to hear from you. I want to see those emails. I want to see those likes and shares on the grams. But as always, keep your loved ones close.
And your firearms closer.
And make sure your truck gun is equipped with the Leo Takedown.
Leo Takedown.